With the Wuthering Waves 2.0 update, Carlotta is the talk of the town, being one of the highest DPS characters in the game right now. And if you're someone who got her, I would highly recommend looking into ZHEZHI because she's having her rerun right now. Not only is she the perfect 5-star character to pair with Carlotta, but in my opinion, she's the best sub DPS character providing coordinated attacks with high damage and in-air movement. Going over her combat roles, she has 6 of them. So first up, Concerto Efficiency, having higher energy regen. She deals higher basic attack damage and excels at coordinated attacks. She also has Resonance Liberation regen for the next Resonator, which is going to help Carlotta or whatever DPS you're using. And like I mentioned, she amplifies Glacio and Resonance skill damage. And if you're looking to get her to max level, here are all the materials you're going to need. For what skills prioritize upgrading first, I would highly recommend your Resonance Liberation first, then Forte Circuit, your Resonance skill, and then tied for last would be your normal attack and intro skill. And here are all the materials you're going to need to upgrade these skills. For ZHEZHI's best weapon options, her signature, the Rhyme Drape Sprouts, is going to be fantastic. The other 2 5-star weapon options would be either String Master, which is Yinlin's signature, or the 5-star standard Cosmic Ripples. If you don't have any 5-star rectifiers, don't worry, there are a couple of 4-star ones you can use. For what echo sets to use with ZHEZHI, she actually has 3 different options. The first one is going to be the new echo set with the 2.0 update, Empyrean Anthem. At your 4-cost echo, you're going to want the new Hecate boss with either crit rate or crit damage as the main stat. For your 2 3-cost echoes, I'd either go with Glacio damage or energy regen, maybe one of each depending on your stats, and then for your 2 1-cost, attack percentage. The next echo set would be the classic Moonlit Clouds. At your 4-cost echo, you're going to want the Heron with either crit rate or crit damage as the main stat. If you decide you want to do main DPS, I would recommend 5-piece Freezing Frost. At your 4-cost echo, you're going to want the Lampy Lumen Myriad with either crit rate or crit damage as the main stat. For your echo substats, crit rate and crit damage are at the top of the list. Next would be basic attack damage bonus and energy regen. And then lastly, attack percentage and flat attack. For ZHEZHI's best team options, the premium team right now is obviously pairing her up with Carlotta and Shorekeeper. I would also recommend using her with ZHEZHI as well. If you want to use her as a main DPS, you can pair her up with Sanhua and Shorekeeper as well. But if you're someone who's free to play, all you have to do is replace Shorekeeper with Baizha. Even then, some other options you can use would be either Changli or Havoc Rover as your main DPS. If you got Verena as your free 5-star character or from the box during 1.0, you can use Verena as your healer instead of Baizha. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is her Resonance Chain and whether you should go for multiple copies of her. If you are leaning more into the sub DPS option, her S2, S4, and S5 are pretty good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you going to be pulling for ZHEZHI alongside Carlotta so you can have a very good premium Glacio team, or are you going to be saving up for other characters in the future? Obviously, we're going to have Roshia and Jinshi in the second half of this update, and it's been shown that we're getting Phoebe and Brant with 2.1.